Hey, as promised, I want to tell you guys about my hypnotherapy session. So I did a hypnosis yesterday. I did it with a person I know. So I met the hypnotherapist specialist about 3 or 4 years ago. And I was curious about it for years. So I was like, okay, let me just try it. Like, I want to see what it's about. I want to find out what it really is. Like, people talk about it, but I never had a full understanding of how it works. I was kind of like not expecting it to work at all. So I was like, let me try it out. I went there and it was amazing. It was truly, truly like so insightful. I think everybody probably benefits from a session like that because it opens your eyes to so many things that go on in your subconscious and kind of like how you think and why you think and feel the way you do. So let me tell you a little bit about what it was, like what went on and like how it kind of like evolved. So first off, you just have a really calm conversation. You get into kind of like a super relaxed state, just a regular kind of like answering questions about your childhood, about your life overall, kind of like how you are, what's going on in your life. And the therapist was asking very specific questions. I think the key really is to be open-minded and to be just like trusting and open. So I was answering those questions. Then you get into kind of like a super, super, super relaxed state. You lay down and you're like in a kind of meditation. Like it's very super calm and your mind is like very relaxed, but you're still responsive. You're still aware of everything that's going on and you're still able to answer questions. So in that state, then you kind of like dive into your subconscious. It was really cool. There was a exercise we did mentally, and it is you imagine being on an escalator, and the escalator keeps on going down and down and down and down, further down from your conscious into your subconscious. And then you feel like you arrive. It's really, really cool. Like I've never been there, I think, consciously. So, and then you revisit incidents or situations from your past. You dive back into your childhood. So it was really cool for me. For example, I was revisiting a situation where I was 4 years old. It was a really like random like situations pop into the head in your mind when you do it. It was kind of like I was seeing myself as the child version of Chrissy again, and I was experiencing the situations again. I could still recall the feelings I had in the conversation, the situation, and I would then dive into kind of like reliving that experience. And then my current version, my adult version of Chrissy, was stepping into the conversation and was hugging the child version of Chrissy and kind of like telling the little child of Chrissy everything I needed to hear in that situation. And I didn't understand at the time, and I understand now. So that was really, really powerful to kind of like understand that you're still the child inside. You're still the same kind of like individual. You just evolved and like grown up and have all of those life experiences, but still you are the inner child. So after that, we envisioned a room of forgiveness. So anybody who hurt you or anybody who kind of like who you want to forgive in some way was entering the room one by one. So you think about who hurt you or who you want to forgive in your life. That person then enters the room and you have a conversation. You kind of like express your feelings of how you felt, why you didn't feel like that was okay or that was hurtful. And then the person is expressing their perspective to kind of like explain what they like that they're so sorry about what happened, like how they saw the situation. And then when you're ready to forgive, if you're ready to forgive, then you embrace and you really release all negative emotions that are attached to that person or like that incident, that feeling of the past, and you release that. And it truly like is your body, like physically it's a release. Like it's so you get into like a more kind of like feeling free and just like incredibly calm and relaxed and at peace. Like inner peace, I think, is a perfect description. So that was really, really, really cool. So one by one, we would do that exercise. By the way, like all of this is incredibly energy consuming. It is so cool. You're like in that meditative state, but there's so many emotions going through you. Like you're experiencing so many different things at the same time, which is cool because you really feel like you are in your mind in a way. Then after that, we would paint a picture. We did paint a picture of the ideal version of Chrissy. So like my kind of like the version of Chrissy I strive to towards and I work on being. So we would really colorful like describe everything about that version of Chrissy. So like the morning ritual, like what she does during the day, what she does in the evening, how she spends her days, like how my kind of like ideal version of Chrissy, like what I do on a daily basis, like how I spend my time, and who I spend it with, what I do, how I think, how I act, how I dress, where I travel, what I do, like really like details about everything. And I know everybody has that version in our mind, so like I think it is super powerful to really be very descriptive about like very in detail describing who you want to be, and who you want to become, and work every single day towards that. So after we were kind of like, I was describing everything about myself, the therapist was guiding me through the realization that like I really truly am already that version of myself. And I just need to allow myself to see that and to accept like all behaviors that come with that version of Chrissy, and to make those decisions on a daily basis, to be that version and live that reality. And then it is such a beautiful, blissful feeling where it's kind of like, it just clicked. And I was like, holy cow, like I'm really like, I am living my dream already. Like clearly there's like a lot of, like there's so much more I want to accomplish, so much more I want to aim for, and I will accomplish. But I think just the realization of like that you truly have the power to be whoever you want to be every single day, was amazing. And after the session kind of like concluded, which lasted about, I want to say an hour 30 minutes, maybe an hour 45, something like that. So it's definitely intense and very long, but the time is so well spent. I can tell you, like I have so many more insights about myself and about just the possibilities and the future and the present, like how I live my life and how I approach every single day. It's incredibly powerful. And then one homework that the therapist shared with me and that I'm doing since yesterday, every morning and every night after the hypnosis session, you're supposed to kind of like really visualize yourself, your future version of you, which is really your current version, but you're like working towards even improving that version, to really visualize being that person and acting as that person in the morning when you wake up. So you're like kind of like on the way the therapist was describing it to me, it is you're in I believe it's called theta brain waves, like in that state. So like usually we are kind of like our logical brain is taking over, like makes decision throughout the day and like throughout life. But then when we are in that different kind of like brave brainwave state, we're thinking differently, we feel differently, we approach just like our subconscious differently. So every morning and night I will do that exercise now to really kind of like be super descriptive and be yeah, just like think about who I want to be and do those actions every single day. And I feel amazing. I feel so great. I think honestly, again, everybody can do that promise to themselves. So kind of like be the best version of you. And at the same time, I think hypnosis is such a powerful, incredible tool that is able to unlock things back into awareness that you might have forgotten, or that was just like deep down in your subconscious, and release negative emotions and bring in so many positive emotions, and just life joy every single day. And it was amazing. I can highly recommend it. I loved it. And that's it. Have an amazing, beautiful, sunny, blissful day, guys.